Hey guys, what is up? This is Matthew Davis, me, and once again, welcome back to another Black Friday haul. It's that time of the year once again, though I have a feeling next year is probably going to be very lacking, just due to the fact that most of my Black Friday shopping happens at Best Buy, and this is going to be the last year I am ever going to go to Best Buy. Why? It's because they had the bright idea of getting rid of physical media, which is the only reason I ever go to Best Buy. Well, at least for movies, anyway. At least as far as I know. Well, look, bottom line is they're getting rid of movies, which is the only thing I come there for. Because I don't know, maybe it's just because they're not selling well. I remember when there was a time when they were just completely stocked back in the early 2010s, and then later down they shrunk it, and then they shrunk it some more, and now they're going to be getting rid of it entirely. So, yeah. I feel like next time I'm going to go Black Friday shopping, I'm just going to have to start going on Amazon, because that's pretty much the reason why, because they don't get nearly as much as Amazon does. So, yeah. It's a shame because I have an account, but I'm probably not going to be able to use it anymore just because of it, because, yeah, but still, I managed to get as much as I could. There were some Blu-rays that I got that were just regular price, but I'm glad that they still had some. I wasn't sure at first, because I've heard some areas that they started getting rid of them. So yeah, but luckily I got just enough for this. I also went to Walmart, which really didn't have a whole lot. I only got one Blu-ray from Walmart, one from Target. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get any games because there really wasn't anything that I really wanted to get in terms of video games. I really wanted to get Super Mario RPG, but that wasn't on sale, so I will play it eventually. I don't know. I'm waiting because, I also got to buy for my family as well. Yeah, for starters, I did get this new Demon Slayer Tanjiro jacket because I really needed a new jacket. This is a lower size than what I usually wear in my videos because I've been meaning to get new clothes because of the amount of weight that I have been losing. So yeah, this wasn't on sale, but you know what? I really wanted to get it anyway because it's a zip up. So yeah, that's really cool. I'm really excited to wear this around more often because yeah, it just looks so cool, and I see other people wear it, so I really wanted to wear something that, really fit my style, and I feel like this just fits absolutely perfectly. So, yeah, it's, yeah, with the amount of weight I've been losing, I feel like it's going to look even better. So, yeah. And before we get into the movies, I did treat myself to a little bit more for my Bluey collection, which is still growing. I did manage to find this Bingo pillow pet. It's Bingo as a pillow. Yeah, and I know there's a Bluey one, but I went to Second and Charles, and I was just so like, oh my god, they had the Bingo pillow pet. I do want to get the Bluey one. They didn't have the Bluey one, but I was all like, yes, you know what? I totally need this. This is gonna be absolutely perfect. I didn't even know they still made pillow pets. Like, I remember they were big back in the 2010s. I got one for Christmas back in 2010. It was a dog, but knowing the fact that they still make them, I'm surprised. But yeah, Bingo pillow pet. I do want to find the Bluey one eventually, and I did get this Bluey Christmas book. It's the 12 Bluey Christmases, where they replaced the lyrics from the 12 Days of Christmas song to some Bluey themed lyrics. For example, instead of partridge in a pear tree, they put a fruit bat in a mango tree, which I think is absolutely perfect. So yeah, and there's a bunch of other different ones. I spent a little bit more than I should have for this one, but it was totally worth it. And now on to the main event, the Blu-rays. So yeah, first off, I got National Lampoon's Vacation, the original. Such a great comedy. Most people talk about just Christmas Vacation, but this is definitely one of the best in terms of the National Lampoon films. It's an absolute classic. I actually haven't watched it since I got my original Blu-ray of it like 8 years ago, so I definitely do need to rewatch this, especially since it's the 40th anniversary of the film. Yeah, I think it's the 40th anniversary. Next up, I got one of my favorites of the year, Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. I don't hear a whole lot of people talking about this one. it's a shame this movie bombed, because you know what, this is a great film to watch, you know, for, you know, young female audiences. So yeah, I highly recommend it. I really do. Okay, next up is Creed 3. I already have the first two films, so I was bound to get Creed 3 eventually. I just didn't know when. I figured it would be one of the films that I would get for Black Friday, so that's why I picked it up. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This is the original, right? Because it would be weird if I got one of the other ones, because this is the only Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie that I actually like. The second one's okay. It's just there hasn't been another one to truly top this. Sure, the films that came after this have far more gore in them, but you know, there are horror movies out there that don't always need gore to be scary. But you know, it's a classic. What more do I have to say? Let's see. What is this? Casino. Fantastic Scorsese film. I really need to get Goodfellas on 4K. Does Taxi Driver have a 4K? I think it might. I just don't know, because yeah. The Dark Knight trilogy. I got this for a really good price. But yeah, the Dark Knight trilogy. What is there more to say? Heath Ledger Joker will always be my favorite Joker, despite the fact that Jack Nicholson is also great, and Joaquin Phoenix as well. Rest in peace, Heath Ledger. So yeah. Okay, next up I got Cinderella. I actually don't even own a regular Blu-ray of this, so I'm glad that they're releasing the more classic Disney films in 4K. I know there's one of Snow White, which I also want to get. So yeah, I know I could just watch this movie on Disney Plus, but physical media forever, and you know what? No one's gonna stop me from collecting it. It'll just never stop for me. I'm tired of people saying that it's dying. It's as long as they're still releasing physical media, that's all that really matters. Like, if there's an announcement saying physical media is going to disappear forever, then yeah, I'll believe that. But as of now, as long as they're still publishing physical media, then it's here to stay. But yeah, I Know What You Did Last Summer. Kind of a guilty pleasure. I don't like the sequel to this though, so yeah, this is the only one I need. I do have a Blu-ray of it, but I never watched it, so yeah, this will be fun to watch for Halloween. Next Halloween, anyway, or whatever Halloween. Donnie Darko. I really need to rewatch this film, because, you know, this... oh yeah, are there two versions of this film? Because I see two runtimes. Yeah, there's a theatrical cut and the director's cut. I don't think I watched the director's cut. In fact, I only watched it one time, but yeah, I really need to rewatch this, because I forgot who directed this. Richard Kelly. I know Jake Gyllenhaal is in this one, so yeah, Drew Barrymore. I forgot Drew Barrymore was also in it, but yeah, Donnie Darko. Really need to get one. Talk to Me, probably my favorite horror film of the year. We'll just wait and see when I do make my top 10 favorite horror films of the year, but such a unique film. I forgot to mention that in my review that this was actually made by a couple of YouTubers, so yeah, that's very impressive. Two YouTubers managed to work with A24 to create this film, and it was successful enough to get a sequel, so hopefully that'll be good too. I'm going to keep my expectations low though, because sometimes the sequel isn't as good as the original. To Kill a Mockingbird, such a phenomenal film. Gregory Peck is absolutely outstanding. Who directed this again? Robert Mulligan. I saw a re-release of this during the pandemic, so that was really cool to see. Okay, not a whole lot left. I'm going through this pretty quickly. Joyride, one of my favorite comedy films of the year. I don't get why there isn't a 4K release. Same with Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. But you know, this is such a fun film. It's over the top, but it manages to have a good message behind it. So I really appreciate that. Probably the most shockingly surprising horror film of the year, Saw X. Also got this at regular price, so I got this at Walmart because it was cheaper than how much it was at Best Buy. I still can't believe how good this movie was. Like, they managed to have emotion that managed to work very well, and just Tobin Bell, he's at his very best here. Really, definitely one of the best in the series. If you have to ask me which are the best in the series, it would be the first Saw and Saw X. Saw 6 was also pretty good as well. Violent Night, had a really fun time with this. This wasn't on 4K before, but they decided to... They released it on Blu-ray, then they just waited till like a few months later to release it on 4K. I don't really get that. They're doing that. They did that with the Black Phone and Megan, so yeah, that's why I don't own Megan yet, but I do want to get it. So yeah, but yeah, David Harbour was really entertaining in this movie. Nothing more else to say about that. And last but definitely not least, Annihilation. I'm sure this is going to look absolutely great on 4K. Such a great film. I had such a great time with this experience. It was such a mind-blowing experience. I'm repeating myself with the experience thing, but yeah, such a good film. Alex Garland has really outdone himself with this one. But yeah, that's it. I'm sorry that I didn't have as much to show as the few previous years, but like I mentioned before, physical media isn't as big as it was, because that's usually why I go out Black Friday shopping, but, you know, there are other things too, so, yeah, I don't know how next year is going to be, but it's just going to depend, but, yeah, so, yeah, farewell Best Buy. I mean, you're still going to be around, but to me, you're not, just because you just got rid of the thing that makes me come to you guys, but oh well, it was their choice. But anyways, yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I know I mentioned this in my last video, but hope you guys had a good Thanksgiving. So yeah, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Word out.